direction.
Well, why don't you tell me about your particular sink and what you deal with?
Like bucket time.
Mm-hmm.
And they really like a space that goes forward. And that's usually what I do. You know.
Okay.
That's what I usually feel, but it's forward when you have speed.
Uh-huh. So it's really...
So I feel like, yeah. And I usually really think about not putting down my heel.
About what?
Not putting down my heel, my right heel.
Uh-huh.
If I stand like this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's where I find out.
Okay. So where do you feel it in your body? All right. Why don't you do just a little bit more of what you do and really kind of see if you can get into it and recapture a little bit, and we can see what you're actually doing. Okay, that's good. So what do people observe that's going on here? I mean, if Carla were your student, what do you see her doing?
The right heel is coming off the ground.
Very perceptive.
And it looks like the left knee is sort of locked.
Uh-huh. Okay, why doesn't everybody get up and actually try doing what she's doing? See if we can really kind of imitate what you feel going on in your body. Take some time to get into that. Okay, what do you feel going on in your own body?
Tight ankles.
Tight ankle?
It's a nice feeling of shifting of weight from this leg to this leg. You swing over to put the dish down.
Mm-hmm.
You're swinging over. I mean, with keeping the awareness going with head and neck up. And the whole torso coming up as you're working. Swinging over.
Uh-huh. Okay. My sense
Shoulders
is...
are like this.
Yeah.
That's really, I really,
Yeah. Exactly.
and I feel it like I'm really tight. You're really at an angle. I can't see where, I guess I don't see where your sink like is. the sink is right here. But
You really
I
trying
seem to, yeah, instead of going forward, I seem to, because I'm using this hand like this.
Right, I think that's what it has to do with actually.
If you have problems, you can always get a dishwasher.
Okay, so what I see going on here is this rounding of the shoulders, and really Carla's not dealing with her hip joint particularly. So there's a lot of moving through the middle back of the joint, which is where she is feeling the strain. Okay, so let's say that we're going to forget washing the dishes for a moment and just come back to yourself and just organize here. And one of the things that I think happens with an activity like doing dishes, I don't know if you experience this, is that it's something that we tend to want to get over with. And so it's hard to be in the moment. It's sort of like, let's get this over with so I can go do something else. And the more you can stay in the moment with any activity, first of all, the less damage you'll do to yourself. And secondly, the more pleasurable it may become. And I actually remember at some point in my training I began to enjoy doing dishes. It became a sort of a sensual experience, rather than something I just... So... Now, I'm not sure exactly because we're sort of imagining this thing. How about...
Mom, you could do it.
Yeah.
I think this is low, I know, but if we put something on top.
This music staff.
Is that part of it?
Yeah.
That's
It might
a
be,
very low thing, isn't it?
well, I mean, it's not this low, but this is the counter. It's probably,
Like that.
yeah.
Okay. So let's see, why don't you step back a tiny bit? Take your legs a little wider apart, and we'll just experiment with a couple different ways of dealing with this. So what I'd like you to do is just bend your knees, release your knees forward, softening on your ankle joint. And let's take you into a bit of a monkey. Okay? Good. Okay, how's that feel? Okay. Now you're free in your joint. And you want to think of the width across the shoulder and the head forward and out off the end of the spine. And when you go to get your dishes, you're going to think of letting your fingertips lead. And you want to look at what you're doing.
You don't have sound.
Okay. Watch, watch, watch. So that's one option, okay, monkey. And if you need to, what we do instead of transferring the dish from here to the dish drainer. Now, what you want to watch is that you're not moving again in this part of your back. But rather, here, again, you can really use your hip joint and swivel on your joint. Okay? Good. And if you need to get lower, you can use your knees. All right. Okay, now that may feel a little,
Yeah.
automaton-like. But I think if you experiment with it at home. Now the other possibility, no, I think that's really probably your best bet.
This is what I do when I clean again.
Wash dishes?
Yeah, and I realized that if that's too close and kind of even bent my knees, but it helps keep me back. No,
Right, right. So not necessarily going all the way into a
Right.
monkey, but just staying in a wide stance monkey. Right.
but I do like to turn here.
Uh-huh. Right. And then, again, staying with this concept of width here, let's lower your arm for a moment, so that you're thinking of your shoulders really standing out. Next forward now. And that your arm is coming from the shoulder joint. And then you want to look at whatever it is that you're going to get. So it's really just very easy in that arm. Just leading. And I think you've been working a lot on that, right? Somebody. All right, now why does everybody get up and just try washing dishes? The Carla method. So if you want to put your chair in front of you just to know where the sink is. Okay, and then just take yourself into, actually, why don't we start by just bringing your hands to our necks and hands, and just suggesting to yourself, neck free, head forward and up. So again, we're not going to compress as we go to do an activity. And put one hand on the hip joint and thinking of staying back and up. And bending your knees. You can take your hands down. And imagine going for the dish. Now I feel like I immediately want to go into a monkey, because otherwise it seems to me that I'm going to have to shorten. But again, it really depends on the actual situation. And getting a sense of moving on your joint.
I like the feeling of the shifting of the weight from one leg to the other.
Yeah, you said that before.
It's a nice feeling. Can do it all day long.
What?
Rock and roll.
Okay, just stop for a moment, Pam. Yeah, and I'll just give each of you a little bit of direction with this. So, again, what you want to deal with here, I think, is just acknowledging the width, across the shoulders. In most activities, we'll probably find that tendency to narrow as we go to use the arms. And so, why don't you take yourself into a monkey very slowly, easily. That's it. And imagine that you're going to wash the dishes, and I'm just going to stay with your shoulders here. This might feel unfamiliar. Okay, now wait right there. And I mean, they will close in a bit, but see if you can do less of that. That's it.
Just bring the dish closer. Just with the dish instead of each. Well, okay. I'm going to see your point.
Well, I think what it is that the hands can come close together without the shoulders.
Right.
And that's really a principle that we deal with a lot, so that you're widening across the shoulders even as the hands might come together. So, next, 3, and 4. Now, I think this is all off the camera. Maybe what I should do is bring everybody over to the sink over here.
Want to just hammer again then?
Sure.
You don't have to bring your own stick. There's plenty.
No, go ahead, Sam.
So that you're on
Just
camera.
so that I get you on camera. Okay. So why don't you take your legs just a little bit wider apart. Next, breathe, hip forward. And you're thinking of staying long as you release your knees. Just very easily take yourself over your strength into a monkey. And you feel like you're close enough to the sink? Bring the sink closer to you, that's cheating, but... Yeah. Okay, now again, you want to have that thought of widening out across your shoulders, letting your fingers lead. Okay, very easy. Very easy. The arm doesn't really have to work particularly hard. So it's almost like your arm is just riding along on mine. That's good. Okay, and here's your dish. And as you wash, I'm just going to keep reminding you of this width across the shoulders. Staying long. Okay. This swiveling arm you're doing. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah. Okay. Jane. Does this feel like the same sort of thing that you're experiencing? Or you were saying that you were like falling into
Right.
it? Yeah.
And I wasn't using the Hisaka knees.
So again, one of the principles I think that we're dealing with here is staying back and up as we go into an activity, rather than falling forward and losing our integration. That's it. So the whole torso coming back and up as you soften at the ankles and the knees. And then let's just pivot you over into a monkey, and just easy. Keep that lower back wide.
I don't have a drainer yet. I have to throw them over there.
Where are you actually putting them?
Actually, I have to walk away from this thing and put them over here.
Okay, well that's actually good in a way because it gets you out of being, frozen into this place. So let's even have you do that. Now let's connect back to the neck and head. Neck is easy, forward and out. And that widening across the shoulders, the arms coming out of the back. Okay, then the knees. And then into a monkey. And then finger clean. There's your dish. There's your
My dish rag.
Okay. All right. Now even here, see if you can just ease up a little bit in the arm. That's it. Yeah. Good. Okay, now you have to walk.
Where's that? Not the one.
Okay.
Put the sponge away.
So you're going to turn that way. Okay. And easy head. That's it. Okay, and then you come back over here. And then you can just take yourself into your monkey. And part of the difficulty with miming it is we were not getting the real,
And what you actually do when you pick up something.
yeah. But I think basically those concepts are something that you can play with. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, this is about the height, so I have a very low sink. And I usually stand up close to it,
Mhm.
you know, over like this.
Mhm. So you're basically keeping your legs straight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Forward and up. First the legs release and widening. Legs releasing away. And knowing where those hip joints are. Now you might even give yourself a slightly wider stance here. Yeah. So you're coming back and up and you're going to let the knees release forward, the ankles soften. That's good. And letting yourself come up and over the joint into a monkey. Taking legs away, feet into the floor. That's it. Good. And widening out across the shoulders. Letting the fingers lead. Come around and get your dish. Widening across the shoulders. And you can let yourself look at what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. Now, do you have a situation where you then should
Now that I have the drain right here.
over there?
Yes.
Okay. Now you might, is it higher up?
Yeah,
So you might even, come up, or is that too high?
that's too high.
That's too high.
Depends on how big of a dish you're dealing with.
Right? Right. Right.
Yeah, silverware.
Right. Right. That's true. But I mean, I guess what I want to say is that
That you don't want to get stuck.
you don't have to stay there, for hours in this monkey. But to know that you do have a monkey and that you can use it rather than not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How is monkey feeling for people in general?
Not great.
Not functional.
I could spend a lot of time just working on a monkey.
On monkey. Okay. Are there particular questions that you have about it, or is it just that it doesn't feel right yet?
I don't really have questions. Just not.
Not there. Okay. What's your dish situation?
Let's see. I guess it's about here. Maybe a little lower.
Okay.
Drainer over here.
Okay. And what do you think that you tend to do?
Yeah.
That's how much you hear, right? So you're going to have to get over. Right.
I think I tend to do something like this. Say this right here. So fall into the sink.
Fall into the sink, yeah. Okay. All right, so forget the sink and the dishes for a moment and come back to yourself. And make it easy. and forward and up. And I think what you want to begin to think about is that monkey is not a position, but it's something that we move through that really is functional. That's it. And you're easy in your breathing. Why don't you also take your legs just slightly wider apart and you step out. That's it. And you're coming back and up off of your legs. Next three, head forward, you're not bending your knees. Okay, now wait. Knees forward. One, fine, just easily pivoting over that joint. Okay, and come back up. Are you sort of testing that out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
testing that joint.
Testing that joint. So knees forward, there's your joint. And come back. Now wait. Now what you want to watch is not coming back from here. Okay, that's your middle back. But you're coming up from your actual joint. Does that feel different?
Yeah, a lot different.
Yeah. Okay, good. And again. Next three. And forward and up. Knees forward. That's good. Yeah. You feel relatively in balance there?
Yeah, and here I do.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. And then widening across the shoulders. And you will have to play with, of course, in your own sync, how much lower or higher or whatever. And yeah, let's just go ahead and do some dishes. As you're watching, you're thinking of the length of your whole spine and the shoulders widening apart. Yeah, okay, and sure. Okay. What should we do next? Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Okay. So your situation is painting. Why don't you describe for us exactly what you're dealing with?
I'm dealing with the ceiling, which is, no matter where the ceiling is, it's maybe up on a ladder or on the floor. It's a short one. Where the ceiling is just about the maximum reach if you have a bend in your elbow. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't work so low that you're way up here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't even know what the best height is to work at in terms of if I have a choice with the ladder as to what I can work where on here. Actually, that's too low, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Or here. So
Mm.
now that I think of it, there's actually very little I do know about it.
Okay,
In terms
well
of
that's what analyze it.
the best position, the best relation.
Is this, are you dealing with a brush or a roller?
A lot of times I deal with plastering or a brush.
Mm-hmm.
So I, look at the trowel and taking that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I fall into is bending the back here and
Mhm.
coming down. I mean, I really feel that I sort of come down on this space in the back. Like
Right,
that.
right, and that's where you feel strain.
Right.
Right,
And in the neck.
right, right. Okay.
But it's pretty much any upward activity, even if it was a roller, you got a stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's this activity of looking up there and going up there with your activity with your hands.
Right, so it's essentially it's the problem of how to look up, and
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Sure.
And then you're actually exerting a certain amount of muscular effort Okay, so why don't you, as much as you're able, to mime for us how you would do it?
Okay. Then I'd have something in this hand to scoop up
Right.
the rest of it.
You can move anywhere you want, Vince, don't feel like you have to stay there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Just a little passion.
A little sparkling mist around.
Okay. What do we see happening in Vince? Any observations?
There's a door rusted here, kind of a breaking under several areas.
Okay, anything else?
Seems like it's reaching from the hip. I mean, the side goes up like that, and then the hip goes up too. The heel seemed to stay on. Well, not the heel, but part of the foot stayed on. But it looked like the hip lifted a little bit. I don't know.
And also, as he comes down, everything stays up.
Other than that, it was fine.
Okay, now this again is not about judging you, Vince, but for us to begin to be able to see, to really observe, train the eye. So we can assume that we all do these activities in less than optimal fashion. And so, okay, so can we just do that a few more times? And
All right.
yeah,
The same way
yeah,
or my new way?
the same way. Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of pulling up right in here in the shoulder. Yeah. Okay.
Isn't that necessary or no?
Well, I don't think to the degree that it's happening, actually. Let's experiment with it and find out. Okay. First, why doesn't everybody get up and try it in your own body and see if you can basically do what Vince is doing. Okay? See where you feel it. I mean, again, this is not going to be completely accurate.
This is the one exercise.
If you
Yeah.
want to come, I'm having class later on.
You can do it yourself.
Oh, just to try it on, yeah. Can you do it once more so we can really kind of take it from you? Yeah, so I feel myself getting way out of my legs. I feel like I'm sort of coming from right here, almost pulling out of the legs.
Okay.
Sounds like that, I feel like.
I give myself the direction very consciously, backing up, and I'm doing it. But that's a tendency to do this.
Right, exactly. Well, that's not quite even, what I wanted you to feel first was not without direction. In other words,
actually, okay.
to just experience Vince's habit.
I see.
But exactly, I mean, that's what we'll work toward.
Yeah.
Okay, so, now, I mean, I'm not sure, again, this has to do with the pretendness of the situation, how much of an actual reach you're dealing with. And once you start really reaching, there is that tendency, I think, to really pull up in the shoulder. But, okay, let's work with this a little bit. Now, you would be holding this stuff, whatever it is, plaster the whole
Yeah,
time,
say trowel plaster.
trowel and plaster. So, would it be possible for you to have some little stand that the stuff is on?
No, you need
No.
two hands. Even if I had a stand, I'd still have two knives, spackle knives, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
After you
Right.
come
Just
down.
scrape it
you
off
know.
and
Right. Okay.
It's not a weight, though.
Right, but it's just something that you have to hold the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's again forget the task and come back to your own integration. And remember that we're just thinking here. Okay, so you don't have to hold yourself in any kind of position, but you're just beginning to give yourself the directions. Neck free, head forward and up. Torso lengthening and widening. And legs away. You just want to have a thought about the legs releasing down into the floor. Now, part of looking up, in a way, is that imaginary rod between your ears and allowing the head to rotate up and over that rod. That's it, good. How does that feel?
That feels like it's at its maximum, actually.
As far as you can go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for now.
Okay. And does it feel like it's sufficient to see what you are working on?
Not quite,
Not quite.
no.
So you need to really come up more. And can you just take your
Yeah.
eyes?
This might be.
Okay. And let's not leave you there too long. I mean, that's a hard thing to support. And I mean, luckily it is interspersed with you looking over here, whatever, and getting your stuff. And so it's not like you're going to be up like this for hours.
Right.
So I think it's important to remember that you're going from there to there, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are these built-in sort of rests in what you're doing. Okay, now, let's say that you're going to bring your arm up. I'd like you to think about the arm being supported on that whole three-dimensional torso. Good. Okay, so let's just deal with the action of raising the arm. Okay, you're going to let the fingertips lead, and don't worry about where you're going, but you can begin to look up. Okay, now easy here. And really stay with the thought that the fingers take you where you're going. And see if you can minimize that. That's it. Good. Now are you where you need to be? In the imaginary sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be.
Okay.
I might be higher, but then again, this might be, a chance to look at where I stand in relation to the ceiling. Because this actually is high enough, I can usually get up this high.
Okay. That's good. So that's much better. Does that feel different to you?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, after your arms get to a certain level, these muscles do come into play, but they don't have to the extent, and I'm exaggerating, of really getting like this.
Yeah.
Let's try that once more.
Yeah, let me actually like this. Well, I'll look over when we do it.
You want to see it in the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, why don't you maybe angle yourself? So, yeah. Okay. So if you start by thinking of the shoulders really resting on this three-dimensional torso, which has an energy flow back and up, that's it. You're easy, you're breathing. And you're going to let your fingers lead. And easy here, that's it. Okay. Yeah, now can you try a little bit moving with that?
Yeah.
Good, that's
Feels
really
much freer
different.
throughout.
That's very different. People see how that's really different? Yeah, and then as that comes down, this can really, that was a good observation on your part. I think that he didn't let that go once he came back to neutral. So that's another thing I think that's really important in an activity like this, which is quite strenuous in a way, is that we come back to a neutral. Yeah. Okay. Next, we head forward enough, and let's just do that once more so you really get this in your body.
you know, all the other joints feel freer now, the wrist and the elbow feel a lot freer.
Right, that's great. I'm just going to suggest here that you can think of staying long. That's it, even on your left side. Right. Because I think there's a tendency to kind of tip over.
Oh, yeah.
What did I say your right side? I meant your left.
You said my left.
I did say left, okay. So that it's that whole torso coming back and up as your arm floats up. Yeah. And just keeping your legs in your awareness, okay? Just remembering that they're part of you. Yeah. That's good. Okay, that's really different.
Yeah, it is.
Great. All right, so you can experiment with that and give us feedback. Or does everybody just try that for a moment? So really the thought of the fingers leading the arm up and minimizing the tendency to lift the shoulder and press down on the head. Whole torso back and up off of the leg. All right, I think we just have that coming up. I think that rather than taking everyone through each activity, let's just move on to the next one. Okay, so Carla went,
I'm going.
we're processing. Do you want to set up a table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe at least a chair. Yeah. I usually sit on something. Like, if it's, oh, I know. Pretty good height, I think. Sit down.
And so would they actually be this high?
No, it wouldn't. And I sit on things anyways. Maybe the stool is high. Maybe, yeah. Sit on that.
So this is high compared to what you need to be
It's
sitting.
high.
The whole thing is high.
A little high. I would try and actually get this high by sitting on books, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But this is more or less.
How about the piano and the piano bench? Can you use that?
Yeah, I might, but I don't know if the video is going to go that way. Well, let me just see if it feels more like it from over here. Yeah, I think that's more realistic
The piano.
of the bad condition.
Okay.
But I do need to sit on something here. Sit on a few books.
Do you have any books in the room? Somebody's got a bunch of books.
I have notebooks.
We shouldn't waste this wonderful video time. Someone should always be walking or doing something from the camera. I really think so. It's like a golden opportunity. Like if you know, if we're not working in front of it, people should be. Wow. I guess this is okay. I try and get
Close enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what sort of problems you feel that you run into here.
Well, by the end, especially of a busy day, I find myself like this. You know, really pushing here. Really not, you know, just not my back, but like this.
Right. Okay. All right. Now, I think think actually just for the sake of making it easier to work with this, I'm going to have you take out the books. So I want to get underneath you here. Okay. So, again, coming back to yourself. And you're going to think about allowing the neck to be easy. And the head to balance the top of the spine. And just easy, non-doing arms. Now, what I want to let Jane know about is really having a sense of where your sit bones are. That's it. So that's the base of support for the pelvis. And letting it all feel possibly unfamiliar for now. That's it. I wonder if you can think of letting your pelvis be back of your legs. Good. Does that feel,
Yeah, it feels real strange.
yeah, okay. So we're just experimenting here. Sit bones. That's good. And just knowing that your legs are very much separate from your torso, so the legs are free. Torso back and up, or torso lengthening and widening, and just tuning into that sense of spine. Lengthening. That's good. All the way up. I'm just going to move you a little bit at your hip joint. Good. Okay, I just want you to turn your head and look at yourself in the mirror and see if what you see has anything to do with what you feel.
I think it looks great. And it doesn't look the way I expected it to look from how I feel.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel
I mean, you can
as
even,
if I'm like this
yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
Way back there.
yeah. Now, the reason why she feels that is because what she wants to do, her tendency, is to go somewhere there. So coming into what's a more neutral or balanced thing is probably going to feel like then she's gone into that. Okay? Now, I don't want you to, begin to think of it too much as like a absolute position or place, but it's basically about not narrowing, and that's what we call narrowing or arching. So if you can think of not narrowing, if you can get a sense of where your sit bones are, and that you're really balanced there rather than supporting yourself through your middle back. And that, again, the legs release away and that the legs are free. That's good. Now, if you feel that your back begins to fatigue, I mean, you sit here and do this for hours.
Not really. There's always, actually, whenever I print, I have to get up and go to the printer. There's many reasons I get up from the chair.
Okay. But if you are sitting here and your back is getting tired, what you can do is just move yourself again on the hip joints, and what you want to inhibit is moving through there. So really what we're doing is just kind of taking that excursion. That's it. And then you can just move your own legs in and out a little bit, reminding yourself that you're not holding the legs in the hip joint. And again, exactly the same thing that we were dealing with the washing dishes, that this whole three-dimensional torso provides support for the arms. That's it. So the shoulders standing out. Just allowing the energy to flow through the arm, and then you can bring your hands up here. Now, how are the hands actually? They're like typing sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, so there too. This is on down. Again, she's widening. Just as a thought, out across the shoulders, out into the fingers. You're balanced on your sit-bones, your neck is free, head forward and out. That's it. Now, why don't you just mime a little bit that you're typing and I'm going to stay with your shoulder.
Okay. No, if I mime just and do what I would normally do, my elbows wouldn't be held out like that. They'd be
Okay,
like this.
okay. No, that's
Is that all right?
Yeah, no, I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. That makes sense.
It seems like it would be quite a bit of work to hold
To hold it out, yeah.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no, I can't.
Okay, now stop for a moment. And again, just give yourself the thought of this width, this big expanse across the shoulders. And the typing doesn't happen so much from here. That's it. It's in your hands and wrists. Good.
You can't.
Okay. That's better. Yeah.
Yeah. Feels much more supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even feel like I would break into that thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Great.
I must not be back in the first place. You know, I'm not all the way back in the first place for under pressure for it to go forward, 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 forward. Do you know what I mean?
Say that again?
Well, back here it feels so good. I don't feel like I would
Want to go
there, but I must be a little bit like that. And under pressure and speed, it just gets.
That's what that. Yeah.
accentuated.
Exactly. Now, one other thing. Just swing your legs around and face this way. If you can do this, if you're starting to feel a lot of that kind of tightening, a really good thing to do is to just round over. Okay, now why don't you let the shoulders fan out here. And as you come up, you're going to think of leading with your sit bones, and you're releasing away from your legs. Let that feel unfamiliar and further back than you're used to. That's it. So that's a good way sometimes to kind of relocate yourself right on those bones. So just where you're sitting in your chairs, why doesn't everybody sort of try what Jane was doing? Yeah, you're right, you would never type. And play with going into her habit, which is pushing forward in the lower back.
Very familiar.
Is it? Stay with that for a moment and see what that feels like in you. Yeah, I find that it's affecting my breathing. And also that the feet seem to want to really come off the floor when that happens. Yeah. And then give yourself the direction to let the back come back and up. And the head forward and up and the shoulders to widen out. And it's really just a lot in the fingers. Yeah. Okay. So let's work with you with the video.
Okay.
Maybe somebody can practice monkey or something for the camera.
Actually, then we missed it in the middle.
Oh, that's true. We are going to get you in the mirror. Okay, great. Great, great. Okay, so what do you have to deal with here? What are your problems?
Basically monitoring it through the viewfinder,
Yeah.
and then also, undoing this and moving it when it actually moves.
Right, okay.
Wait a minute, I have to make sure.
And while she's doing that, everybody can just sort of observe what's going on with Kathy. Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much, I guess, in my shoulders too.
In your shoulders.
Yeah.
How about your neck?
I forgot about my neck.
All right, now let me just try this on myself
Sure.
because I want to see what. So you look in here.
Uh-huh.
There we are. Okay. This is difficult.
Actually, it's really,
The challenge. Okay, now we're two different heights, so that's a factor in there too.
yeah.
So again, just go into what you would normally do.
Okay.
Maybe you can just hold that for a minute. What do people notice about that?
Looks like the shoulders and neck really round and break.
Mm-hmm.
Taking all of the stuff and that side.
Yeah, it's really this whole thing, right? Yeah.
The neck looks forward of the back.
Forward a bit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what, I'm not sure, let's experiment with maybe kind of a lunge here. Okay. So, again, what we always want to get at is using the hip joint as opposed to using the waist to do something. So, let's see. Let's see. Step forward and up. And what you're going to do is just let this knees in. And you're going to let yourself angle forward over your joint. And you're not going to be able to get close enough that way.
But I think if I was this way, no, not this way.
Yeah, you can still have to involve in a lot of. Come out of that again for a second. Yeah, I think you actually need to get.
You can also tilt this, you know, so it doesn't have to be straight up. You can.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So let's, as much as possible, adapt the machines to us rather than adapting ourselves to the machines. Yeah, so I think you might need a little bit of a larger lunge. And then you can look at where you're going.
Actually, I'm bending the back one now too. Yes, it should be further back.
Okay. Now that might seem like a much more extreme thing to do physically.
Yeah, it does.
But I think that's probably going to be better. So,
Actually,
What if you brought the back foot in and bent that as well?
like a,
Something like that.
like that.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like more like what somebody
might do.
Yeah. I'm not sure how it's do.
Okay, it's going to be a lot more work on your leg.
Yeah.
Right. And that's okay. I mean, they'll get used to it. Now, what you want to watch for is minimizing any different little kind of torques that might be going on. So, again, let's think of going back and up, bending your knees, letting your head lead you over here. And right here, you want to stay long up the side of your torso. Are you close enough there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's much better in the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Does that feel like
No, that
it'll work?
feels good. No,
That's
and it
good.
actually feels like I have movement too, that I could, move with it.
Right, that's very beautiful. It also, your shoulders are now able to be much more
Yeah.
open here. Yeah, okay. Now, what was the other thing that you said?
Just moving
Just
it.
moving it.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Okay, so even there, in that situation, go back to that. Now, if you're looking down, wait, Rebecca, you again want to think of looking up and over that rod to look down. That's good. Is that enough? Yeah. Yeah. Easy shoulder, sliding out to the elbow. That's nice. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. Another thing that I see, or that I saw when you first went to it, and I think a lot of people really saw that in your neck, was that it's almost like your intent is to see.
Yeah.
And that really pulls us. So if you can stay with yourself, so you're staying back and up, and by doing that, you will get to what you need to see,
Yeah.
rather than letting it kind of pull you. Which is the dynamic, I think, with any activity, whether it's the word processor or the dishes or the whatever. It's like we get drawn to it and pulled away from our center, rather than sort of staying with ourselves and then coming to the task at hand. Okay. So why doesn't everybody just get up for a minute and just try going into it more as Kathy did originally, and then, yeah. Good. Beautiful.
I think that's what the normal.
It is very kind of instinctive.
Looks like you just fell asleep on it.
Okay, so other way.
Hands on here. So you're coming back and up off of your legs. And you have this availability in your joints. So you're coming up and over from your hip joint. That's good. Yeah. Okay.
That feels much better. Yeah.
That's really nice. So first you fall asleep. Clunk. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful.
How's that?
Great. And that's recorded for posterity. Okay. So just do that again so that you really feel what
Right now.
don't think about it, just go right into it. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And this is the kind of thing you'll start to see when you really have students come in. You know, this is basic kind of classic misuse. Okay. Now you're going to use your joints, and you might give yourself a slightly wider stance here. Okay. Next, 3 head forward and up. You're coming back and up off your leg. And that's nice. Great. Are you left-eyed or right-eyed?
Left eye.
Left-eyed.
Yeah. Are you?
No, I'm right-eyed, so you can put the monitor on the other side for you. So that you don't, your
eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's an adapter, but
Uh-huh.
it was something was awkward, and it was because he was looking through that with his left eye. See how
Oh, I see. Yeah.
awkward that was,
Right.
rather than that.
Huh. Are you left or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Right-handed, right. 'Cause that's the arm motion.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're saying this whole thing swings around to here?
Well, there's an adapter that makes it extend here, so,
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
yeah, so it would have to be adjusted for you.
For him.
You know, oh yeah, that's the way, it seems almost like it would be if you were left eye on this side. So that you're close to it, no?
No, you don't want to be over the top of it.
Yeah, but then this is so to here.
Yeah, then
Okay.
you're right,
No.
you're breathing against the mic.
Carla.
That's good. She did that.
The old S curve. Master. The S curve.
Good. Next, 3 and 4. You're going to use your joints. That's nice. Taking length through the spine and widening out across the shoulders. Mm-hmm.
There's a last moment when I get really close and I want to.
Kind of go straight for it, yeah, okay.
Both eyes open.
Yeah, let's do that once more. And neck free, neck back. You're going to sort of inhibit going for the camera, and it's really more about just taking yourself into a monkey. And incidentally, we happen to come down to this object. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's great. There's just something so familiar, recognizable about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where your
I think I prefer
feet want to
this way.
be. Yeah. Maybe even a little bit wider apart. Yeah. Yeah, you want to bend your knees, both knees. Yeah, okay, come back up. I think actually if you turn the feet out a little bit more, and so that as you take yourself into your monkey, you're going to send your knees out over your feet. Over your knees, over your knees. That's definitely better.
This reminds me of getting a drink from the water fountain.
Oh, yeah.
Especially going out there kind of low.
Yeah. Actually, we can, well, maybe we'll work with that a little bit in the second half. There we don't need a prop. At least we have the real thing. Okay. So let's work with you now, with the dentistry.
Yeah, somebody has to be a patient. Over here.
Actually, that corner is still the best if you want.
Oh, just would it serve as your tray? You know how I like to have those trays.
Okay, so this is the patient? This is the dental chair?
You want this? You want this here, this chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've got, you can bring it forward if you need more space behind it.
Yeah. I'll be the patient. Right here, exactly like this.
You want that?
Please.
Okay, so again, why don't you show me or tell me what you have to deal with here?
Actually, afterwards we could do patient direction too.
Right.
Although this isn't the
That's a
realistic
really
chair.
horrendous thing to have to
Well, I've been finding that if I get into a position of a lunge like this, I can bend over the patient like this, you see. And what's involved here for me is bending over this way, and then torsion, and bending further down and looking up this way to see what I'm doing. Don't always have to do it, but sometimes. Then of course I have a mirror also, which I use. But sometimes you want to see directly what's going on in the mouth. If I have the mirror, I can work this way, you see.
So you hold the
So
mirror.
I would hold the mirror in my left hand and
And
use
you
the
can see
instrument in
right
my right
into the
hand.
mouth.
see. But even so,
But even still, you have to get
I
closer to
have to
her.
bend.
Right.
There's a lot of opportunity for misuse here.
Definitely. Now, why don't you show me what you did pre-Alexander? Or do you feel like you're really out of touch with that?
Well, I can easily get into it.
Yeah, why don't you? Uh-huh.
Even that's too much
Too good?
looseness here.
Yeah, okay.
But it would be more or less like this. A real hunch here. Back pain, you know.
You feel it in the lower back? Is that where you must be
That's
feeling
where I
it?
have most of my pain.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
shoulder, at the end of the day. A lot of stiffness here.
Mhm. Is there any possibility of sitting and doing this? Or would
I
that
prefer
not?
standing. I can sit and work, but I prefer standing. I feel more alive when I do that.
Mhm.
Although most people do sit.
They do sit.
But I have no trouble standing. I've stood for years.
Mhm.
And I'm not having trouble.
Okay, well, that's one option, you know, I mean, I know in terms of when I'm teaching and working at the table, sometimes I choose to just sit, you know, if I'm at someone's head, just to also give myself that kind of rest period.
Well, of course, when I'm working on a patient, I can pump up the chair so I don't have to do this very much of a bend.
So would you tend to do that for the most part?
I would
Pump it up?
pump the patient up so that the patient is more comfortable for me, you see.
Okay, so is that about where the patient would be?
She would probably be a little higher.
Should be higher and should be angled down.
So then it would be less, you know, I don't have to bend it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now that makes sense. Should we try her on the stool?
All right, that would be better.
Are you doing patient?
I'm okay.
There's going to be music for you.
That's a little too high, but I think in a way it's better than the low end.
And I've been really
And you would be reclining, actually. It'd be at a reclining angle. Oh, God.
Right, we need another person to stand here and support.
But then I'll get in the way of him trying to,
Okay, so we just have to kind of imagine what's better. Is it better if we just have her upright or if we put her on the lower chair?
I think the lower chair would be
Okay,
kind of figure it out.
all right.
I could sit down in the lower chair, but no.
So, when I'm working, sometimes I assume this stance and this range of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Go to my monkey,
Mm-hmm.
the mirror here, come around and work this way.
Mm-hmm. That's quite good, actually.
But you see, where I go wrong a lot of times is I get excited and I forget myself.
Right,
And my tendency is to do this.
to collapse in there. Uh-huh.
And to do this, to shorten here.
Right.
To come around sometimes if I want to look directly at what I'm doing. And the patient's mouth open, and I tend to squinch here.
Mm.
So there could be a lot of bad usage there.
Right, okay. So you really need to have your legs available for you, I think. Particularly if you're going to be changing positions and swiveling around and looking into her mouth.
Yeah.
So let's just come back to the head. Neck 3, head forward and up. Torso lengthening and widening. Shoulders fanning out. And as you're staying with your head, your torso moving back and down, you're just going to let those knees soften. That's it. Okay. And let's say we're going to, okay, now wait, you want to inhibit dropping that neck forward. Just at the thought, that's it. And if you want to come down to her mouth, you use your hip joint. And let's say, first of all, you're working with the mirror.
Mirror would be in the left hand.
Okay. All right, so can you just sort of pretend you're doing something here? Sound effects and everything. Now you have to look where you would really be looking.
Right.
Yeah, okay, now as you go to look, I want you to keep thinking of standing long up this right side.
Right.
That's it. And easy through the shoulder.
Yeah.
And just like with the word processing or whatever, I think a lot of this activity is in your hands and wrists. Am I right? So that you don't need to engage all of that. Yeah, okay, come back out of that.
I could keep my arms closer to my body too, rather than down here.
Okay.
Good, the same problem that Jane had.
Right, yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm guiding people's arms into that because often we work like that
Right.
in teaching, but you're right, just to correct me. That's what the reality is. Okay, so this whole arm is separate from your torso. And you have support for the arm up through the whole three-dimensional torso. That's it. Let it all feel unfamiliar and wrong, because luckily it's not a real patient and we're not going to do any damage here. That's it. Okay, now take yourself into your monkey. Okay, and bring your mirror around.
Probably closer.
Okay. Okay. Now again, what you want to inhibit is
Right.
pressing down along that right side. That's it. And wherever your arm wants to be, you're still staying open across the shoulder. That's better.
Yeah, it is. It feels like it feels good.
Does it? swing around and really look right into her mouth.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
the hard part,
exercise.
yeah. Okay, come back up. Yeah. Let's just get organized here with your head balanced on top of your spine. And you want to think of the head leading the spine. Okay, now you need to actually pivot your head.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, how's that seem for you?
Pretty good.
Let's try that once more. So it's also similar, I think, to going down to the video camera, that you don't want the neck to push forward and lead you, but it's the whole head forward and out, using your joints. That's nice.
But you do have to look at my mouth. No, I just noticed that you're
Yeah,
focused.
Yeah, so as much as possible, make it real for yourself. Yeah, and this is easy.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So that now this hand might actually, be getting in there and taking
Right.
forward.
There is something here.
Okay. Okay.
Can
Yeah,
I say something from
Yeah,
the
please
difference
do.
from the client and the patient?
Mhm.
When you just demonstrated what you used to do, I got this claustrophobic feeling like, God, you're much too close. You have invaded my privacy.
Sure.
And when you had the direction, you were still as closer, but it felt fine.
That's very interesting, because what I think it is the flow of energy that probably gives you that feeling. If you're really squinched, and you're really, you yourself are not too light, something is transmitted to the patient.
Mhm.
That feeling, what you said with invasion, probably prior to saying.
When you cross that line, but I guess when you stay with your back, I can tell that you're with yourself and you're not coming on me.
Exactly, and I think we talked about that last week in terms of when we just stood and put our hands on, and the difference between somebody really being on top of you versus I'm still very close to him, but I'm in my own space, and then I don't think you feel so impinged upon. And, there must be so many situations like dentistry or a doctor or an eye doctor or whatever, where it's a very close physical relationship, and either you close in on the person or you don't.
There must be something with the quality of the energy that's transmitted. You're really free. Another kind of energy comes into play. I'm just speculating. And the patient feels better about it. It's good energy, if you want to use those terms. It's good energy. It's not.
Yeah,
If I feel anxious, the patient feels anxious too.
definitely,
So there's something there.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've had kids tell me, "What's the matter, doctor? Is something happening?" They catch my anxiety and they think that something bad happening to them. Teeth are going out of line, they're losing teeth, teeth will have to come out, So it's triggered by the way I feel. That anxiety is transmitted so easily to the patient.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really important. Okay, so let's come back at 10 of, and walk.
Well, I didn't mean to take special privileges. I thought it was
All you're exercising is a privilege of walking.
Well, I thought the camera was still on and no one was in front of it, so.
Maybe we should play a little more, with things specifically for the camera, I don't know.
Jane, you
In
might
the
want to
second
watch.
half.
You might want to watch.
Yeah.
Just so I can see from the outside.
Fashion show now.
I know.
Pretty girl.
Does anyone else care to walk?
Melody.
Thank you. It's neat to watch the focusing going on.
Now you can see it?
Yeah.
You can see it. How do you see it?
They can't.
Just right here,
The
moving.
angle moves.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it's really related to the eye.
Yeah,
I think
I think
you're
you're
right.
right.
Look.
Vince, do you want to walk?
Or come to you rather than you going to it, which is beneficial for seeing in general, I think. You have to really go and look at the world rather than just staying back and
We're gonna take pictures in this photograph.
this is a dark area.
Walk backwards, you mean?
Walk backwards?
No, straight away from our camera,
Away from the camera.
and then straight toward it.
Can you get me a Hollywood contract?
Sure, we'll try.
Does this make you self-conscious, Jane?
No,
No?
Yeah,
Not
it's
really.
the same thing. You volunteered to walk for the camera.
not really. She likes it. No, I want to see. I
Yeah.
know, years ago I saw myself on video seeing it. And I think it'd be very, just to be outside yourself and see yourself in the
Yeah.
first shot. And I think to see oneself a little more, I think it's very good for you. Because different than photos, you actually get the movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Is this color?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
This is just, black and white, but when you see it, you can
Oh, you see it? Oh, really?
Yeah, we're gonna have
figure out how to do that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. The Lincoln Center,
What does that mean?
It's recording.
Oh,
Are we all in?
yeah. Looks like a family portrait.
And turn around.
Okay, I think it's better if you just meander through the space. Don't try and be in a line. Yeah, that's much more interesting. Yeah. All right, well, I don't want to take up your break, but we'll play with it more. That looks great. And it's nice to see a lot of bodies moving through the space.
More exciting if we had martinis here.
Okay. And how about a drink from the lower
Oh,
fountain?
boy. Oh, God. We're supposed to be drinking natural. This is how we would do it, right?
Right,
Oh,
right,
great.
right.
I'm This is how
Okay. All right, let's take some with you. Okay. So I'm going to take you through, I think, what I noticed that I tend to do. And I usually choose the lower fountain. I don't know why. I just like to challenge myself. So we're going to do a variation of a lunge. So you're going to think of letting your neck be free. And your head move forward and up. First, the lengthening and widening. And what I'd like you to do now is, as I direct you, you're going to take a step back on your right foot and take yourself into a lunge. Okay. I'm assuming that was your left foot, but that's fine.
There it is.
I mean, yeah, I got confused. Okay, and then you let your fingers lead and just bring yourself down to the mountain. Okay, now I think what happened there at the last minute,
Stuck my head.
right? You felt that. Okay. So let's see if we can inhibit that. Now you might need to change your legs. I don't know. See what you can. Okay. So again, you're letting yourself pivot over on your shoulder. Good. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to try that?
The lower one.
The lower one? Okay. All right. Let me do it again. Okay, so let's next letting your head lead you. That's it. Fingertips up to the thing.
touch this stuff.
You can lead a horse to the pump.
Okay, let me just see something for a minute on my own body. Can you stand aside for a second?
Sure.
I mean, this is just one way of doing it, but I noticed that I really,
What do you want?
huh?
Yeah.
So that I can really just use my hip joints, and I think a little bit what you were getting into was something like this, Sam,
Yeah.
which is not as much of a lunge.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Can you hear me?
More of a leg bend.
It's like letting that knee lead rather
Yeah.
than...
The knee, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's just see if we can do it, not so much that we're practicing lunge, but here you are. In fact, let's just walk towards it. So starting right about here. And I'll just come with you. And we're going to think of your head floating up on top of your spine, and let's walk towards the drinking sound. And then just take yourself. Uh-huh.
That could be more of a lunge, of course. From back here, I guess.
Uh-huh. Try that. Well, you could do that. It's making him a little hard on yourself.
But your feet came up from the ground too, though. So
Yeah.
you lost. It was so far away that you couldn't keep your ground.
Yeah, I think that's a little unnecessary. Okay, let's try someone else with this and maybe try a monkey. Okay. Let's see how you would drink ordinarily, habitually. Right, shooting it. Okay, so at least he's bending his knees, which often you don't see at all, but again, what's happening here? Go into that again. Okay. So, let's see what happens if instead you use a monkey. So you're going to take your feet a little bit wider apart. And you're with your head and you're coming back and up off your legs. You're going to let the knees release forward. You're looking at where you're going. Beautiful. Okay, that's nice. And again, the thought of widening out across your shoulders. Good. And come back up. I know you might be just a tiny bit close. I don't know. What do you think? Take another step back. The whole torso is lengthening and widening. And you're coming back and back, long spine, bending your knees. That's good. Thank you.
Before it's sort of right on top of the top.
Right.
Yeah, so you
have to
have to bend to get your...
Exactly. But it begins to be just something that you go into without having to sort of think about it. Why don't we, that's right. Okay. Ruth, do you want to take her into a drink? Sure. Give it a try.
Do lunge and monkey. Tom, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think so.
That's one I would go.
Right, right. Both of you are taller.
Okay, so we'll do monkey
Okay.
or lunge.
I just like try the lunge.
Which foot do you prefer to go forward? Right. So first, let's not push her. Sending your first step. Take your right leg forward. Close.
Yeah, okay, not that, but yeah.
You have to come back a little bit.
At least I'm figuring out as to where it is.
How long your torso is.
Right.
Okay, so why don't you bring your foot back? It's taking the step.
Good.
Felt fine.
sorry. Oh, yeah, come on.
Okay.
Right.
So here you go. And you're walking along, and you're going to take a drink at the little water fountain. So you run down. Good. Okay, now right at that last minute, Kathy. And then press that. Yeah, could you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take that again. So again, we're not taking ourselves, our necks forward to the water so much. Okay, so you're going to use your legs. You can look at the water. That's it. And your hip joints. You can still look at the water now. That's it. Now, if you need to wait right there, you can change your feet if you need to. There you go. That's it. That's better. I mean, with a long body like that, it's a long lunge.
Yeah. That last minute is crucial.
It is. Exactly. Okay. Can we go upstairs?
Yeah, completely
Okay, and come back down. Okay, that's not so bad. Often what you get is a real, like, kind of hauling oneself up the stairs.
I've lived on the 7th floor for 5 years and on the 6th
Really
floor for a
learned
year,
how
so
to deal
I
with
think
all
you
that.
had to kind of
Yeah.
get a little better at it, I think,
Yeah,
than
that's
I used to do.
my same situation as well. Okay, so why don't you take your feet a little wider apart? Three and forward, nothing in your thought, just let go of the idea of going upstairs. So that you're just in the moment with yourself, dealing with your own directions. That's it. Torso lengthening and widening. Again, the torso begins way down here, not somewhere here in the middle back. And what you're going to do is think of releasing this knee forward and just take one step onto the stair and stop. That's good. Now you have this whole three-dimensional torso moving back and up off your legs, letting it feel unfamiliar, and there you go.
It felt nice.
Yeah. How did that feel different?
Well, how it felt different is that I didn't have to incline. The energy going up the back got me off here, and my torso could stay rather, it didn't have to lean forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have that feeling that leaning forward helps you get through it.
Right. And it really might not be
Uh-huh.
necessary at all. Right. Okay. Now going down, you may want to look down a little bit. And if you're going to look down again, slightly up and over that rod. That's it. And if you want, you can have a hand over here on the railing. You might want to come a little closer to it. You don't have to actually hold on, but it's just sort of a guide. And again, it's that whole torso coming back and up off your legs. Okay. Using the joints of the legs. So, Liz, you want to help with that too? Why don't you come a little bit closer to the stairs? Let it all feel maybe unfamiliar. You're just going to release your knee forward and let it pass. Good. Now you're still back in
torso goes all the way down here to the pelvis. And just goes lengthening and widening. Back and up off of your legs. That's it. Good. So I'm just going to let one leg swing through. Swing through. Good. Now, okay, right there, you're going to inhibit pulling forward. You're going to come back and up, send the head up off the end of the spine. You're going to let a leg swing through. That's it. Three. Head forward and up. And we'll stop there. Yeah. Did you feel off balance?
Yeah, I feel too far forward now.
Too far forward. Like you're going to fall forward?
No, like the top part is running forward. And that momentum happened after you.
After I let you go? Okay, stop there. Well, see, there is a shift of weight over your legs. So, I mean, there's a moment where, yeah, you're transferring your weight, and I guess that's the point where either we can push forward or we can still go back and up.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, yeah, that's right. In fact, when we first did it, I think I was wondering why I had the foot up. I was wondering how it
You really traveled.
Right.
Having support back here.
Yeah. So,
Go down. It's really the same thing, except that usually is the same across and look down.
that rods between your ears. And again, you have that whole torso moving back and up.
You feel that rotation of the head, the way it
The knees are going forward.
really relaxes.
Good.
Should be some interesting footage.
There should be.
Okay, so again, give up the thought of leading with the ribs. That's different. Good. Nice.
That was his. Okay, Vince brought up an interesting point. Do you want to say what you were telling me about when you were wondering?
Yeah, at the point visually when someone has their
Right, you
leg
come
up.
down and actually demonstrate that.
Okay. When you take that first step, I was wondering how you get the weight from here over here, and this is higher up, without, sort of leaning into it.
What, you mean when you're doing it by yourself? Or with
Sure,
the teacher?
or with the teacher. How does the
What
weight
gets
get
the
over
weight
here?
there? Right. So I think what you're saying is that you're looking at it visually, he thinks, well, somehow we have to, and in fact, that's the sort of magic of it. We don't have to pull forward. If we really stay back and up and follow the head, he just comes over his feet.
And keep directing. I think it's keep directing out the knee. Right?
Yeah, the knee direction is really important too. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't think I was stressing that so much. That's nice. Yeah.
You should sweep in the mirror too, so they see what you look like holding it.
Okay, that's not bad actually. But can you just stay with that while I give you a little bit of direction?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think if you think of it as actually resting on your shoulder, is it actually?
And my hands. It's partly I'm holding it with my hand, and then the other part, I guess it is resting. But
Can I just hold it for a minute to
Yes.
see what it feels like? So how do you actually hold it?
put your hand there,
And hold on to it.
and this is your go button. Hold and stop.
And then you're looking through it with your
My right arm.
you are. I can't coordinate.
Really hard.
not dealing with a whole lot of weight.
No.
Now, what did you do with your left hand?
Actually, that was more this way because there's two buttons up here that you may want to push or not. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is great. So, let's see, one thing I feel is a tendency to slightly put my shoulder up. And even though there's not a lot of weight, I also feel a little bit like I want to do this. If I exaggerate, it's that. Okay.
Hard because the eyepiece, I mean, you do have to bend your head.
To look into it.
Look at the eyepiece.
Yeah, see, that's, you have to
Oh.
figure out
What's
where
best
for you, for
So
your...
that would be the first thing, because I think that would make the whole tendency to do this. You find the eyepiece with your eye.
Right, right. You want to just have this awareness of the poise of the head on top of the spine. And it's that same torso back and up thing that we felt in going up the stairs. That's it, that you don't have to press back. Yeah, feel that?
Yeah.
That's good. Now you could walk around on that, I think. Come back this way, yeah. Okay, now easy in the shoulders. That's it. And just see how little you can do with your hands in terms of actively holding it. So you're doing as little as possible. That's good. Yeah.
It's much more energized than the torso.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. And as you walk, you can think about your knee direction a little bit.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Feels like it would take a while to
Well, let's just come and talk to the shoulders and suggest that they can widen out. And it makes a lot of sense that if we're going towards something that's where our hands come together, that's the tendency. So we really have to consciously think of counteracting that.
And why don't you take your hands down?
So as you bring your hands on, you can let your fingers lead. And I think what you might do also is bend your knees a little bit. That's it. So rather than coming down and yourself come to her, you stay up and just let the hand come on that. Good. You're just going to let your fingers lead, your arms coming out of the joint.
Yeah.
You okay there, Sam?
Now, if you need to get closer to her, either bend your knees more or take yourself into a little bit of a monkey. That's nice,
Then
yeah.
bend your knees. So why don't we just take a minute?
Good. And just try and take yourself out of the chair.
Look at him. He'll be. He is not your concern.
And take patience down. Now, I think what you need to do is maybe take a step closer to her. Yeah, right, exactly. And again, let's just deal basically with that same thing. Same sense of widening across your shoulder. Fingers meeting in your knees and all the joints of your arms, so you can It's as if there's quite a bit of space in your armpit. Yeah, again, I'm trying to ask you to step a little bit towards me. Yeah, good. So again, you can stay wide. It's almost like there's a big circle sort of inside your arms. That's good. Okay, I'm just going to come here and put my hands on yours. And you can think of letting the hands release onto Jane. That's good. And why don't you go ahead and sit down?
And as he's coming up there,
Good. That's
sit down
good.
again, Sam? I felt I wanted to.
Come down.
Like,
Okay.
instead of
I
like,
think I had to hurt you.
felt like I started to come down and I said, oh, my knees.
Okay, good. Yeah, because I barely picked up on that because it seemed like you did use your legs. Right. So,
You don't even have to look at it. You can look at it.
so your torso is back and up off your legs. Letting your legs straight. Let's just do that with one hand. Okay, you can stand up and you come and mash it down. Good, yeah.
That's good. So making that connection.
Yeah. Even as you get there, you want to see if you can inhibit preparing the hand. So it doesn't really know until it gets there. That's good. Yeah. Change your arms and you're ready to hit yourself into the chair. And let's see what you need to do in your own arms. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that I really way down here. So it's quite a bit of work.
All the way back then. Right now, instead of coming from your shoulders, what about your shoulders? That?
Just think of the skin of your head.
Okay, so I'm going to just hit my elbow
In your eyes.
here and guide you a little. See if you can just make yourself available. Follow center of the chair.
And again, you want to think of why you
Oh, I see. What a, sure. It's such a,
whole person.
it's so different.
That and
Whole,
Right.
so,
I mean, you're still using your legs, but you don't have to lose your other leg.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
You wanna, how long before we
That's
switch?
probably a good, yeah.
Wanna switch?
Yeah. Okay. Now, one thing about coming, as she comes out of the chair, is that you may want to turn your body. Okay. Let's just try that thing. Can you just sit it in? And so let's say you have your hands on, you can look at her.
You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead, I'll just, because I have
Now, as she comes out of the chair, you kind of move your knee to almost like, yeah. Right, exactly. Exactly, yeah.
Why don't you go ahead, Vince?
Okay. Why don't you start standing? Yeah, a little easy. So, go ahead and just look at it.
Okay. Good. How'd that feel to you?
Fairly easy.
Bring them on again, just see what you notice.
Even Barbara Kent said that.
She did. She told him to
Go
be
back.
too.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So again, what we have, and if you turn and look in the mirror, it's much slighter than, you know, what you were showing me in sitting. But it's that slight.
Person here that you want to work on,
So,
to really want to come to the person.
and
And a little bit, I saw that manifest itself in the way you went into your monkey, because a little bit what happened was you went over first, and then you started to adjust your position. So I want to work a little bit on the same thing that was happening with Vince, which is to just forget about him. Nice guy, but we don't need him right now. And to think about your own direction.
And don't just let the knees bend very slightly, which also implies delicately bending the ankle joint. And so you have a sense of your whole torso from way down here.
Letting your jaw come with your
And
head.
you're going to let it feel like
Just
you're doing
doing
it.
fun. Good. So staying with that head. So your knees.
That's good.
That's nice.
Okay,
That was
just let your
different.
fingertips lean.
You want your
And
balance?
use my hand on your back.
Okay, so I want you to think of these
Wide.
arms coming out of your back. And don't
And just give yourself a file.
try to give up the idea of going like this. You okay in this position?
And then you can actually let the hand.
And I'm just going to
And so
instead of your arms coming from your back, right? And they're coming out of your back. Good.
Okay, good. That's just great. You're listening.
That was nice. So that you can
up is
And bring your hands
very,
down.
very
It takes-
easy.
Good.
It's not about working hard at all, and you have an energized arm. So you're going to let your
Okay, so again, I want to just,
let the arm float out fastest.
and I feel a little bit that
And
you're
the whole
anticipating
torso is
coming
lengthening
instead of
wide.
reaching the center
You're
of
just
the
going
thumb
to let the arm come down.
to the front as well as the back. So it's coming right.
Letting the arm just float away from your torso, and you're still with your legs.
And as you're sending your head up, you're allowing your arm to ease the way
Ease the arm.
out through your shoulders.
That's
Good. Be soft in your elbow. Good. And drop it. Just getting through.
I know I was going to be one arm going on her, but
Good.
if you can stay with that for a minute.
Okay, right there.
There's a
The other one.
why?
Good, got it. 'Cause we're not even-
That's great,
Like,
yeah.
stick your hand
So
up.
out of that, you can just actually slap them on. And coming out of the chair.
Good.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't bend
The
knees or
intentionality
anything.
of
Oh, you don't need to really
trying
bend
to
them
do
from
something instead of
for her.
letting you
I
to
see.
stand.
I see,
And
right.
that's just when she goes into sitting, you would have to
Right.
don't sit,
Oh.
face down. So that's fine.
Right.
Don't bend.
Okay, so then it's not going to go down.
And actually, that's possible. I mean, that's good. I mean, you could fall into that, but you're not at all. You're staying very organized, and you're just using your arm. You're okay with that?
That's fun.
But the other possibility is give yourself a wider stance and let yourself really follow her down. Your thought is that you're moving up, but you let your knees float out to the side. That's it. And why don't you actually watch me? So we'll move together.
Don't worry about this.
Oh,
I'm
good.
using my hands.
Did you notice a change in them as we were working? Yeah. Yeah.
Got
Bend
you.
your knees down to touch.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to play with the Zoom or anything?
No, I think that I'll walk. Because
You know,
Right.
oh, I felt
Yeah.
That's nice now, elbows. That's right. Just
So,
what's happening a little as you
why don't you just
out.
bring your hands onto Jane and we'll just see what happens.
Don't worry about getting.
Okay, good. I'm taking that.
All you're thinking.
Yeah. What's your sense of that? How's that?
But you're still directing up to your
No,
torso.
I'm not
That's
up to
nice.
my pelvis.
That's
When I
much
do
different.
that, the energy kind of stops and gets held right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And let me have your elbow. Good.
All right,
So
now I
you're
think
still
you
directing
just
up to
shave
your
closer
torso.
to
Your elbow
Jane.
is heavy.
Good.
Go ahead and move. Thanks. Good. Good. Okay. Just a little thing and lightly.
And first of us all the way down to the hip joints.
You want to switch again?
And you have that flow of energy moving right up your spine, right up the front of your spine.
How does that feel to you?
Oh, but really, things have been beginning to register now.
Now what I'd like you to think about is inhibiting narrowing across the shoulders.
Right, well,
And now you're going to use my hand on
I'll be
the
working on
back.
that for the rest of your
Line,
life.
line.
Yeah, that's really
Let your
wonderful.
fingertips lead
When you get
and
the
let the hand, that's good.
Right.
It's nice if it can stay with you, then, huh?
Well, it will. It will get more stuff.
So widening across the back, okay, you're not going to narrow across the shoulder. You're going to let the fingers lead you.
So this time maybe we will
Now I'm just going to stay with your shoulders, and Jane, go ahead and take yourself into the chair. Now, Jane, can you just come back up again? What I'd like you to try is giving yourself a much wider stance. Okay, head forward, up.
through your torso.
Your shoulder again, wide across your back. You're going to let your fingers lean. And it's almost like there's a big circle of energy between yourself and Jane. So you're kind of encircling it. Okay, easy. Now, as you bring my hands here, and as Jane goes into the chair, let's bend your knees. Okay, so Jane's taking care of herself. And right about here, so that, as she comes down, again, what you want to watch is turn back. You're staying back enough. Go ahead, Jane. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's the same thing that we've been dealing with all day. We're not going to let her, in other words, our task or our activity, pull us down, but we're staying back enough, and we can use our legs.
Still directing my feet. That's better.
Yeah.
Good.
No, she can't stop. Okay, let's just once more, we'll just talk a little more to the shoulders.
That's better. That's much different. Good.
So that you can widening across the shoulders. When you go left, you're going to still release away from your
So what
body.
you're thinking of is that your shoulders are widening now.
Fingertips leaves towards the left and then put that on good right on. That's
Your shoulders are staying well, but your hands are going down.
you can do more there.
Shoulders staying well, but your hands are going
Fingertips leave and then
down. Nice.
it's energized.
Thanks for even getting a little direction.
Next week, forward.
That's nice. Good. Okay, go ahead and sit in that chair whenever you're ready. I like this. And then how does that feel?
That was interesting. There's so much.
Okay, now there what happened.
Yeah, well.
I felt like I needed a wider stage, but I didn't know how to take it.
How to actually shift your weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I noticed
like
that.
I need
I
one, but I
noticed
don't
that
think
in
I
my
do.
case. My
Let's
legs
see
just-
whether that's
just
possible.
first
Come
line.
on up once more.
Right.
Shift in
So it's my
midstream?
ability-
Yeah.
my ability to soften
Bringing your
my whole
hands
area.
Uh-huh.
And you're starting with the narrow
That's a good
stance.
observation.
And let's just see as she
That's
comes
true.
down.
Holding in your legs.
Go ahead, Jane.
That makes sense.
Whether it's possible for you to, yeah. Yeah. That's going to actually, I want to work on that more maybe next week, just shifting weight in different ways. Because then we do have to adjust in those ways all the time.
Yeah.
It's not that we always,
That's a good point.
work from this one stance.
That'd probably make it easier.
And you don't always know.
Did you feel like he was
I
too
thought he was too far away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably
Exactly.
more of a strain on him from the other.
Right, that's a good point.
Okay, good. Let's, maybe, does someone else want to work the camera and let's switch. And, what I think I would like to do now is actually have the, you're not going to be concerned. I'm going to guide your hand and bring it on. And you can actually let the hand soften so that it makes a little more contact. That's it. Does that feel like doing too much to you?
No.
Okay. Because your initial contact was just a little bit light. So I'm just suggesting that you can
Just how you're standing here.
next week have putting those fingertips in the knees.
Good.
And
So remember, the tendency is you're working on some of these
to
That's nice.
work
Now I
on
have
your
a nice
arms a little bit.
concept. Does that feel any different to you?
Oh, yeah. First the lengthen and widen. That's good.
So the energy is just moving through your arm and into your fingertips, and just let the arm go. And let it float up. Okay, now you've gotten away from me. So see if you can stay right with me. That's it. And I'm just going to guide your arm up. Being a little